How you guys doing? ODogg, Anti-Imperial, ThaChill here. So today we're gonna do the first thing, which is gonna be a new series that's called In My Mind, where I talk about issues, sometimes current issues if I can, with everything that's going on around the world, and just some hot topics that are in my mind. The record label reached out to me and said that people were asking questions about current issues. And so, not necessarily fan questions, but other individuals were asking questions, fans also, but other individuals were asking questions about current issues, and they just wanted to know my take on it. So we're going to do that series also. It's called In Your Mind, In My Mind, actually. And so this is the first series of that, In My Mind. I want to give a shout out to Woody Woodward Production, as always, AITV. You guys can also, see my stuff on Instagram at Anti-Imperial, Anti_Imperial, and YouTube is Anti-Imperial. So Instagram is Anti_Imperial, and YouTube is Anti-Imperial. And shout out to my homegirl Brittany Gordon, who's always here to support us also. So we're gonna get to the first thing. In my mind, the way we're going to do it is there's just going to be certain things that the record label has sent me. I'm gonna just briefly look over them, and then I'll give my opinion and my view of kind of like what about that topic and kind of like how things are going. The first thing I want to say though is that everybody, you guys, if you have a chance to, make sure you guys go to YouTube, Anti-Imperial, Anti-Space Imperial, and check out Let There Be Light, which is out right now. First thing we're going to talk about that the record label sent me was this. So of course, one of the things that have been big the past week or couple of weeks was Kanye West going to the White House and things like that, and people were just wanting to know my take on that. First of all, I just want to say when it comes to Kanye, I'm pretty much done with Kanye as far as that's concerned. I don't think Kanye is serious about changing things. I know a lot of times people will say that, or I've heard people say that he was going there to try to improve situations in Chicago. That's not the way you do it. If you're anybody of intelligence, you would know that you don't go to a place to where somebody who's bigoted, somebody who's been disrespectful towards women, go there and try to say that you were going to improve anything. The thing about it is this: when he went there, if you guys look at that tape, when he went there, there was nothing of substance that he said that would improve anything. There was no language that he could put into legislation that he could take to the floor of Congress that he could get passed, and therefore it would be improvement for Chicago. The thing about it is this: if you want to improve an area, what you need to do is, why didn't he go to the city commissioners of Chicago, right? Why didn't he go to the school board? Why didn't he go to the state senators of Chicago, the state representatives of Chicago, the mayor of Chicago, the governor of Illinois, right? That's where you go if you want to improve those situations. Why didn't he call a meeting and call the news media out to have a round table with the leaders of Chicago? That's how you change something in your city if you want to do that, and that's why local elections are so important. The whole thing about, which is funny, the whole thing about him being African American and wearing the Make America Great Again hat, or the MAGA hat as people want to call it, that's interesting in itself, because if you're saying as an African American you want to make America great again, the word again insinuates that America was once great for African Americans, being African American wearing that hat. And my question would just be, when was America great for African Americans in the past? Jim Crow, white water fountains, black water fountains, slavery. Like when was that America great in the past to insinuate that you want it great for African Americans again? Like it once was great, now something has slipped apart, and now you want it great again for African Americans. And financially, and as far as equal rights, white supremacy was much bigger back then, even going back to the 60s or even the 70s, going back to the 40s or even before that, where we were lynched and things like that and beaten in the street by cops and the water hose of the civil rights era and Jim Crow and things like that. So I don't understand what he means by wearing the hat, making America great again, being African American, because that would insinuate that it was great before, and for African Americans it definitely wasn't. So I don't understand that either. There's a lot of people that would say also on this topic, well, you know, Obama was president for 8 years and nothing changed in Chicago. Or Obama was president for 8 years and nothing really changed. Well, what I would say to that is this. For those of you guys who have that view, I would say that you're very ignorant when it comes to politics and the way the voting structure and political structure is set up in this country. For you guys who say that, Obama was elected and he got 2 terms, re-elected, he was there for his 8 years, and for the vast majority of that, he had to deal with a Republican Senate and Republican-controlled House of Representatives. Now, the question is for you guys is how in the hell does Obama get elected for 2 terms, but yet he has to deal with a Republican House of Representatives and a Republican-controlled Senate? What that means is this. That means that you guys ran in to the voting booth and voted for Obama and did not vote for the other people down ballot. You either voted for Obama and walked your ass out of the voting booth, or you voted for Obama and you just, I don't know, like ABC'd it and just scribble scrabbled the rest of the voting ticket. Because it makes no sense if the amount of people that voted for Obama that would have allowed him to win would have voted for the other individuals that would have given them a Democratic-controlled Congress, Democratic-controlled House of Representatives, and Democratic-controlled Senate. Well, then he would have been able to pass more things. But he couldn't pass anything because you guys voted for him, but you didn't vote for the other individuals down ballot, the other senators and the other House of Representative individuals that would have given them a Democratic-controlled Congress and presidency throughout his whole term. So he wasn't able to pass anything. So it doesn't matter what he would have said. Anything that he was going to bring up, the Republicans controlled the House of Representatives and Republicans controlled the Senate, so they just killed whatever he wanted to bring up. And that's the problem. You guys need to educate yourselves on how to vote, because it makes absolutely no logical sense that he wins an election, but yet the House of Representatives stays in the Republican-controlled hands. Because the same amount of people that voted for Obama voted for everybody else down that same voting ballot, well then everybody else that would have been on his side would have won. So that doesn't make any sense. Another thing that you guys don't do is that minorities, a lot of times, you guys don't come out and vote for the midterm elections. Remember, the presidential election is every 4 years, but in between those 4 years, every 2 years, you have that midterm election. And those midterm elections, you guys, are the ones to where you guys can come in and vote for a lot of the senators and House representative individuals, and you can vote for mayors and governors and things of your local area that can help the presidency also. So the problem is that you guys are complaining about something to where you guys didn't go ahead and vote for it. So stop complaining. Right? Stop complaining. Learn how to do to vote the right way. Learn the political process, and then you guys will get past what you guys want to get past. Okay? And that's kind of my take on the whole thing with Kanye. Let me think of anything else that might come up. That's pretty much it, you guys. Another thing I want to go across, I want to say really quickly though, is I just want to give a shout out before this is over. I want to give a real big shout out to Rihanna. Lately, in the past couple of days, it came out that Rihanna turned down the Super Bowl performance because she was showing support for Colin Kaepernick. And I just want to say to Rihanna, man, like that's really big. And I want to tell all of you all out there, you know, you guys are my family who are all together in this. I want to tell all of you guys out there to go out and support Rihanna. You know, go out and buy an album, you know, from her. You know, go out and if you already have all of her albums, buy a second one. Buy her some of her merchandise, T-shirts, whatever it is. Buy her. I think she has a makeup line. Go out and buy some of her makeup and things like that. Because when somebody puts themselves out there, like the way she did in support for Colin Kaepernick, she went against the corporate structure, and her going against that corporate structure, she'll probably lose some money from that corporate structure for standing up for the right thing the way that she did. And being that's the case, you know, it's only right that we help subsidize her loss by going out and showing her support through, you know, buying her financial support, through buying some of her things. And that's very, very important. When somebody puts money on the line, throws money away for doing the right thing, I think that us as a community, we need to support those individuals and show them that financial support. And I see that, or I heard that Cardi B is going to do the Super Bowl. I hope Cardi B, I guess she doesn't have that same support for Colin Kaepernick and doing the right thing the way Rihanna has, maybe. But maybe Cardi, maybe she can do something like this. Maybe when she gets up there, she can make a huge statement by, you know, towards the end of the performance while she's up there doing the Super Bowl halftime show. She can like take her jacket off or rip her shirt off, and maybe she'll have like a Colin Kaepernick jersey underneath. That's an idea. That's an idea, Cardi B. Maybe you can do something like that to show your representation and your support for the culture. So thank you guys. This is In My Mind, episode 1, and from there we're going to have these episodes every once in a while. And like I said, these are more of the current events that are going on, and I can get my ideas out there to you guys. And whether you guys love it or hate it, you guys can go ahead and tell me what you think. If you guys hate it, be like, Anti-Imperial, you fucking suck. And I'll be like, it's okay, it's okay. Send all your hate mail to Anti-Imperial. For Instagram, at anti_imperial. For YouTube, anti_imperial. You can send all your hate mail. I gladly accept it, you guys. I appreciate it. Thanks again for all of you guys, for everything that you guys do for me. You guys is a family. If you guys go to YouTube, see all those videos. Subscribe for me, hit that bell for me so everything new I send out, you guys get it immediately. And thank you for AITV, the record label overseas. Everybody in Asia, everybody in the Middle East, how you guys doing? I appreciate it. Good to see you guys, and take care, everybody. See you next time. Goodbye.